the winner of a $12,000 scholarship from the M&F Bank and Trust Company and the use of a new 1983 LeBaron convertible from Cox Chrysler Plymouth for the duration of her reign is contestant number 24, Miss Grand Lake, Trelinda Kerr.
Yep, that was me. That was me 43 years ago, if you can imagine. And this is me now. Yay! My name's Trelinda. Welcome to my channel. This is called Caregiverish, where we talk about caregiving and the ish you just saw, some of my past ish. And indulge me today because I am reminiscing. Sometimes, you know, that's all we have is a past. And unfortunately for my mom, she doesn't have her past anymore, right? And so I do. And I came across this video on my old channel, which is my name. And that was never a channel I was like actually doing anything with. I was just posting there so I could have places to put videos. And anyway, I came across that today. And I thought that was, well, it took me back, I will tell you, because from the age of like 5 until basically until I was 21, I competed in pageants. And so winning that pageant, which to some of you may just seem really stupid, you know, you're just like, whatever. But for me, it was just an unbelievable achievement and something I'm very proud of. And I was Miss Oklahoma in 1983, and now I'm Miss Oklahoma in 2026, right? It never goes away. That's the great thing about it. I have people that call me Miss Oklahoma every day, and you know what? I love it. I so enjoyed that. I so enjoyed my time, and I learned so much about myself. And gosh, who would have thought, right? That I'd go from Miss Oklahoma, all glam and everything, to this. I mean, I know, no makeup, can't see, taking care of my 90-year-old mother with Alzheimer's. So there we are. That's where we are today. And you know, if you stick around to this video, you might see something of my talent at the end. So you have to stick around. So anyway, just talking about caregiving, right? I just thank you for indulging me for the pageant at the beginning, because that was a big part of my life. And even though technically I've lived more years since that day, it had a great impact on me. And I'm sure there's things that have had great impacts on you. And from that moment, and before really, my mom and I have had a tight relationship. And I never, ever thought that she wouldn't move in with me, right? I just figured at some point down the road, well, I also thought I was going to be a famous country singer, so there's that. But, you know, obviously that didn't work out. But it is what it is. You know, God has a plan, and that's, you know, you just have to accept that. And, or if you believe in like predestined, you came here to do certain things and you chose those certain things. I don't know. There's some things that I'm not sure I would have chosen, but again, who knows? Free will, whatever. But anyway, the point that I'm talking about is that I've always been close with my mom, and I always figured that at some point later in her life, that, you know, that she'd probably end up moving in with me. I mean, she was alone. She was divorced and living alone and never remarried. And so I just figured at some point she'd probably end up moving in with me. And I just didn't know that it would be because of Alzheimer's, and I didn't know that it would be me moving in with her. And that's really hard. There's a lot of caregivers out there, people. There's a lot of people, especially at my age, in our 60s, that, our parents are, what, 60, 80, 90 could be. And we're all in, and it might not just be a parent. I mean, it could be your wife, your husband, your daughter, it could be whoever. It doesn't matter. The fact is that you're caregiving. And when I say caregiving, I'm not talking about, parents and taking care of their kids in the sense of just every day, because obviously you are a caregiver, but you're also a mom and or a dad, And for me personally, I treat that differently. But I'm talking about somebody that's taking care of a person that has either special needs or, has aged and needs some help with things, or might be like my mom who has Alzheimer's. So I'm talking about that kind of thing when I'm talking about caregiving. And I can guarantee you, for me personally, having never had children, that I was not prepared. I mean, obviously I was prepared, like, oh, okay, sure, I'll take care of mom. I mean, my goodness, why wouldn't I? I didn't know. I didn't know how bad it was going to get. And now, actually, in some ways, even though her condition is probably worse than it was, I guess in some ways it's a little better just because she can't do as much, right? So I don't have to worry about her falling because she doesn't walk. I don't have to worry about her, doing certain things that maybe when she was a little bit younger. Like, I don't have to worry about her going in the car or driving or that type of thing. I never, in my experience with my mom, she never tried to wander away or like that happens with some people. And thank God that never happened with her. But we're just, day to day trying to just make it work. And I feel for anybody out there that's in this position, and I hope you have a support system that can help you. And I know it's not easy, and I feel alone a lot, and I'm married, and my wife lives at the beach, and it's hard, even that is hard because we're apart, and that's hard on her because, she feels like sometimes I made a choice to be here instead of with her, and that's just not true. That's not true. I mean, I did make a choice, but it wasn't to be here instead of there, right? And I think that may come into place too, because that happens sometimes with marriages where one spouse has a loved one that they have to take care of, and those are the sacrifices that we make, right? And it's hard, and I don't envy anybody in that position that is going through anything like that, because it's hard. It's hard enough to be a caregiver, much less to have to stress your marriage out, right? So I just hope you guys are taking good care of yourselves, that you give yourself a break. I know it's lonely, and be like me, reach out to people. I have started reaching out more. I didn't for a long time, but try to reach out to people. Try to give yourself a little grace. I have a dog that just jumped up on me. And know that it'll get better eventually, right? And, if there's questions that you think maybe I mean, again, I am not a doctor. I am just a caregiver with my mom. So all the stuff that I've learned or knowledge that I've gotten is just from, almost 10 years of taking care of her in different ways. And it really taking care of her my whole life in that sense. But and you probably know as much as I do. I'm just sharing my story. And I choose not to put my mom on camera because she's 90 and in the throes of Alzheimer's. And so you just take my word for it as I tell you about things about her. She was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful mother. And it's just so sad to see her in the state that she's in right now. And thankfully, she still, at this point, remembers me. And because I don't know why, but that's really important to me that she continues to remember me, because it makes it easier, right? If she just thought I was somebody, then I think that would be difficult. So if you're dealing with that, I'm so sorry, because I know that must be really difficult. But again, this was just kind of a fun video for me, just because I wasn't even planning on this, but just because I saw that video from Miss Oklahoma, I thought it'd be fun to share it with you. And I'm going to end it with a little bonus, whether you want it or not. And if you stay till the end, then I'm going to show you the talent that somehow had me win this thing in 1983. In the meantime, you guys enjoy, and I'll talk to you next time.
Saturday night and my dad is up late picking with my Uncle Bill. The neighbors don't mind 'cause they have a good time sipping on my Pappy still. Brother Ben's got a fiddle in his hand and Mama's on a mandolin. When the music is right and the band gets tight, you wanna see 'em pick up, and everybody starts